There's a man who doesn't speak unless he must. A man who walks alone, not because he can't fit in, but because he chooses not to. In a world that screams for attention, he stays silent. He's not a follower, nor does he seek to lead. He simply is. And that makes him dangerous. You've probably heard the term Sigma male, a man outside the social hierarchy, the lone wolf. He doesn't conform, doesn't obey the rules of modern validation, and yet he exudes quiet power. Most people misunderstand him. Some even fear him. But here's the twist. You might be one of them, and you don't even realize it. If you've ever felt like you didn't belong, like you were wired differently, this video is for you. Stick around. Because if you do these 4 things, you're not just different, you're probably a Sigma. Number 1, you crave solitude more than social validation. While others chase likes, parties, and approval, you chase silence. Not because you hate people, but because you know yourself too well to need them constantly. You don't avoid crowds out of fear. You avoid them out of clarity. Sigmas are often mistaken for introverts, but this is deeper. You prefer your own company because that's where your thoughts breathe, your ideas grow, and your inner power builds. Alone time isn't a retreat, it's a forge. Psychologists call this self-containment, the rare ability to maintain emotional and mental independence without relying on constant interaction. Most people fear being alone. A Sigma thrives in it. Think about it. When was the last time you declined a party, not because you were tired, but because you'd rather sit in your room, read, build something, or plan your next move? You're not isolating, you're evolving. While others exhaust themselves to stay relevant, you remain relevant by being real. You don't need loud declarations. Your silence makes people wonder. Your presence makes them rethink. And ironically, your solitude draws more attention than others' noise ever could. Number 2, you rebel against the unspoken rules of society. Society whispers, fit in, smile, say the right thing, be agreeable. But deep down, you question everything. Why follow a path carved by people you don't admire? You've probably sat in meetings, classrooms, or conversations and thought, this is all scripted. Everyone's pretending. And instead of nodding along, you mentally check out. Not out of disrespect, but because your mind refuses to be caged. This is the Sigma's secret rebellion. Unlike alphas who dominate the group, Sigmas walk away from the group entirely. You don't break rules for attention. You break them because the rules never made sense to begin with. You don't trust easily. Not because you're paranoid, but because you've learned the world often rewards conformity, not truth. You prefer freedom over applause, even if it means walking a lonely road. Your life may look unconventional. Maybe you're self-employed, or maybe you keep your goals secret. But that's because you're not chasing trends. You're building your own kingdom, brick by brick. And every time someone tells you, you can't do it that way, your inner voice whispers back, watch me. Number 3, you observe quietly, then strike with precision. While others talk, you listen. While they reveal, you conceal. Sigmas aren't loud strategists, they're silent tacticians. You might be at a party, standing in the corner, drink in hand, and still notice everything. The fake smiles, the nervous laughter, the subtle power plays. And while no one's looking, you've already figured out the dynamics of the room. That's Sigma psychology. Observe first, move second, speak last. This kind of calculated detachment is rooted in high emotional intelligence. Studies show that people who watch and wait tend to make more effective decisions under pressure. Sigmas don't need instant gratification. They invest their time in understanding patterns, whether it's in people or systems. This makes you unpredictable. And unpredictability is power. When you finally speak or act, it lands with weight. Why? Because you didn't speak to be heard. You spoke to shift something. And by the time others realize what happened, you've already moved on to the next strategic moment. Quiet, intentional, untouchable. Number 4, you don't chase, you attract. You've probably noticed something strange. People come to you, friends, women, even enemies. They're drawn in even if you don't try. You don't flirt, you exist, and it speaks volumes. You don't seek attention, but somehow you always have it. Why? Because you're centered, grounded, unshaken by trends, gossip, or popularity. And in a world of desperate energy, your calm becomes magnetic. Psychologists refer to this as the law of non-reactiveness. Those who remain detached and composed during chaos naturally rise in perceived value. People want what they can't easily read. And you're a mystery they can't decode. Whether in relationships or professional circles, you don't run after people or beg for recognition. You let your results talk. Your vibe filters out the noise. And your standards, your standards, force others to level up or walk away. You don't play the game. You are the game. And that, more than anything, is the ultimate Sigma trait. Conclusion. So, do you see it now? If you prefer solitude, challenge the norm, observe in silence, and attract effortlessly, you're probably a Sigma. But not because you try to be. That's the point. You don't try. You just are. Being a Sigma isn't about arrogance. It's about alignment. It's about refusing to let the world shape you into something you're not. It's about walking your own path, even if no one walks with you. You're not broken. You're not antisocial. You're not a misfit. You're a quiet force, a walking paradox, a storm behind calm eyes. And now that you know, don't hide it anymore. Embrace it, own it, live it. If this message hit you deep, if it described you better than your own words could, then this video was made for you. Hit that subscribe button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment below. I am the storm. And remember, the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more depth. Be the depth. Be the Sigma.